And we're back. Sorry about that little gap. Time was not my friend, and if we just made it one more round in Europe, I reckon I could have squeezed a video in, but I did not. On the plus side, 2 matches today on the grounds there are no more transfers to catch you up on. And if anyone wants to know how well it's going in real life for Gibraltarian sides, I should let you know that John, who watches the show, let me know on Twitter that Plymouth Argyle was sending a team to play against Europa Point of Gibraltar. And judging by the squad numbers involved, they selected quite a rotated side. And Argyle only won 15-1, so it probably shows that Gibraltarian football's on the up. Maybe they need to hire me. Hello, my name is Damien, I am that Trucking Football Manager, and welcome back to Gibraltar. And we have 2 games today, one of them with the national side at home against Slovenia, and one with the club side against St. Joseph's. And I forget whether it's home or away, but hey, we're all in the same stadium, so who really cares? As I said, nothing to catch you up on in terms of transfers, just a couple of international fixtures, which was a 2-2 draw away at Northern Ireland, which I was quite happy about, and a 5-0 stuffing by England, but that's to be expected, really. Luckily, Mason Greenwood didn't dominate us here, which is, it's always embarrassing when he's the one to slaughter us. Nearly made an inappropriate joke, but I decided against it at the last second. And at Glasses, we have done okay in the friendly stakes. I did pick bigger opponents, and we've done okay. I don't think we've done desperately well. Dynamics-wise, we're looking pretty solid. Everyone's happy, apart from Jamie Kirkby, who wants to leave, and that's fine. I'm trying to get rid of him. He won't go. In fact, do you want to go? Actually, no. I mean, he's desperately slow for a centre-half, but he might develop into something, maybe. He probably won't, will he? But let's not pay him off. Well, if he wants to go for free, we'll let him go. Sometimes they're so unhappy they want to go for free. He does not want to go, so never mind. But yeah, so this is the Gibraltar side. Obviously, we're not going to do desperately well in this qualifying. We always knew that. But some points off Slovenia aren't impossible. They're made more difficult by the fact that Robbie Mullen, Sean Galliano, and Mikey Daly are all suspended. So guess what, guys? Harry Jones is playing. Remember him? At left back, no less. We're in a bit of trouble, guys. This is not a good... I mean, everything behind the halfway line is bad. We're also desperately short of decent wingers. The forwards are off form. It's all bad. But Lewis Webb is back, so that's good news. Oh, and Chiezu is injured, and there's issues with this squad, that's all I'm saying. Webb is in goal with Jones, Shotton, Robson, and Ramuni along the back 4. Murphy and Snaith in the middle. Harrison and Caetano on the wings. Reese and Williams up top. Good luck to us, I guess. I mean... It doesn't matter if we don't win this one. It would be lovely to get some points. We've got 1. A couple more would be nice. Exact revenge. Reap your Rewengi. But ultimately, this competition doesn't matter. This was a horrible group that we've been drawn in, and it doesn't matter whether we get through it or not, basically. Well, we're not going to get through it. What I mean is it doesn't matter whether we do well in it or not. They had the first shot, that's all we know. Illich nods one inside, but shot and intercept as well. Caetano. We did create a couple of chances against England. I mean, it wasn't one of those complete whitewashes you see. We did, I think, towards the death, little ginger kid, young Coombs, he hit the post towards the death in that game. Williams brings one under control, dinks it over, but just over the goal as well. Yeah, so we could have gotten a goal, possibly even 2, off of England. And that says something. I don't know what it says, and it doesn't say it all that loud, but it does say something. Harrison breaking away. Williams and Reese are both in front of him. Harrison could pick the gap himself, and he has done. Has a go from downtown, and that's probably a wasted chance, really. Also, for those of you who have asked, I did have a lovely time away watching the England ladies at Old Trafford. Thank you very much. It was brilliant. Even if you follow my Facebook or my Twitter, you'll have seen the should we say the data analyst's viewpoint that my ticket bought me. Cracking tackle by Bozic. Williams fires it into the back of the net anyway, and we go 1-0 up at home against Slovenia. It's a lovely little finish. I think everyone seemed to stop. I thought it was about to give a penalty. I thought it would have been a very harsh penalty because Bozic wins the ball beautifully. But like Snave puts it through, Harrison brings on the score, Bozic wins it, and then everyone's just standing still, really, aren't they? Williams has time to take 4 or 5 touches, turn and fire it in. I think the Slovenians are guilty of not playing to the whistle. But yes, if you are not following me on Twitter, do jump on my Twitter account, which is at Argyle_Smurf, because it's a really old Twitter account. But if you search for Trucking Foot Manager, it should come up. Robson makes an absolute steaming arse of that bit of defending, and all in all, that's poor. It's poor defending at both ends, brings it back to 1 each. But yeah, if you don't follow me on Twitter, there is an image taken from my seat where the football it's actually quite similar to this angle, but further back and further right. It's they weren't great seats, but for 15 quid, what do you want? But I had fun. I enjoyed it. So that's what matters. Now I'm going on about it too much. What's going on here? What was that? Peknik. Mr. Mixer's Picklick. Ilic to Lovric. Back to Ilic. Gaetano track him well. Can he get a toe in? No. Lovric. Get a toe in there? Still no. Lovric to Ilic and Rosmaric. Peknik. Bozic hits one and it's a good save from Webb. There is evidence of the ongoing development of Gibraltarian football insofar as many clubs, well, mostly Europa has spaffed away a lot of money this transfer window, it has to be said. But clubs do seem to be strengthening their sides much more than they would have previously. So I'm hoping that we are going to get a raft of news stories in 2 years' time about players who are suddenly eligible to be Gibraltarian, who are very good. The only thing that worries me is we may start to get to the point where there's also the kind of players that won't come across. One of the Glasses defenders who might have made it as a Gibraltarian has been capped by someone obscure and African. I want to say Guinea-Bissau, but I don't think it is. I'm also not certain Guinea-Bissau is African, so maybe I'm wrong with that. But we're starting to get into the territory where sometimes the players that become available are not available because they've already been picked up by another nation. Possibly their own. Who knows, right? How dare these Scots want to play for Scotland? How could they? But we still cannot convince McGrewer or Russell Stewart. Which is funny because we're now getting to the point where they wouldn't massively improve the side. Where by now, McGrewer and Russell Stewart, if they'd come across when they were both 21, or even 19 was when they were when I first asked them, if they'd come across immediately, they could be super high record goal scorers. But they have never wavered from their belief that they will one day play for Scotland, and there is no evidence that they will ever play for Scotland because they're nowhere near good enough. Even for Scotland, I had to get that one in there, Gary. I'm sorry. We are going to say keep working hard till full time. Are we going to look at make changes now? I don't think we are. No, we're fine. Reese isn't having a good game. Caetano isn't having a good game. And Robson isn't having a good game. But that's fine. There's time. We can say encourage. Bozic throws into Compara. Peknik is blocked away by Harrison, but it falls back to Peknik again. Lovric hits one. Oh, is it a hit? Holy smokes. Sandy Lovric. What a name. Lovric, I mean, what a goal that was. I've got chills that they're multiplying. It's a stretch. I'll give you it. It's a stretch. I'm hoping that the goal sound effect, although it wouldn't be a goal sound effect because we conceded that one. I was going to say, I'm hoping it drowned that joke out, to be honest with you, but it wouldn't have done because I haven't put one in. Right. What can we do with this? We are up to a record high 142nd in the rankings. But because we're having to play against teams like this that are comfortably better than us, I seem to remember getting smashed 4-0 by England in the first game actually moved us up the rankings. So that's how bad we are compared to the teams we're playing against. Losing only 4-0 to England moved us up the rankings. But I don't think Slovenia are good enough that a close-fought defeat will be enough to improve our rankings. We need another Nations League, basically. When the Nations League comes back around... Oh, dear. Terrible hit by Rosmovich, drive it wide. When the Nations League comes back around, we've got a chance of getting promoted into B. That's what we need. Harrison can come off injured for Eastwood. Mr. Eastwood. Reese off and Ward on. And let's just go for the triple barrel subbage now. Caetano off and Taraj on. I don't think that's a good idea what I've just done, but we're going with it. Williams flicks one down to Ward. Back towards Williams, but it's nowhere near his path. Jug. Peknik to Chipot. Peknik again. Comparas through one-on-one. And Webb. Oh dear. Someone talk to me about the physics of what just happened, please? Because I do not understand. But either way, it didn't go in, so that's what matters. Let's go very attacking. Let's go for this. Wrong button. Shout. Demand more. 12 minutes to play. Can we nick a point? Can we get a second point in the qualifying group? Webb sends one long. It's headed away. Stankovic. Shot and lunges in and gets nowhere near it. Lovrich out wide. Harry Jones. Watching on as he always does. I mean, look at the state of him. Cross comes in from Illich and it falls into the keeper's hands. That can't be the whole highlight. There's 10 minutes to play. Webb with a first-time boot forward. Ward flicks it in the vague direction of Taraj, and he does get there. Takes on Illich. Back in... Harry Jones to Murphy. Chipped over to Eastwood. He's not even going to compete for it. And it's coming back at us. Snave doesn't go in either. Stankovic beats Robson quite easily. And dink and finish and game over. 3-1. And... If we had our proper first 11 with Chiezu at centre-half instead of Robson, and I'm going to say Raynor Hercules at left wing, but I'm not actually certain about that one, we could have probably done all right with this. But and a left back that can play left back. I mean, Harry Jones spins across in there and it's headed away. Rosmerich to Chipot. Jones is still backtracking. He'll get there in the end. There he is, just in time for it to go away. Bozic to Rosmerich to Stankovic. And Webb gathers up the fairly easy shot. We had 12 shots, but only 2 on target. And that's why we've fallen down, isn't it? The finishing's just not been good enough. We've almost been in the game apart from it, but their finishing's just better than ours. Baranja, which is probably not how you pronounce it if he's Slovenian, but never mind. Stankovic, but hey, maybe he's not Slovenian. Most of our players aren't Gibraltarian. Stankovic is through, hits the post, Bozic with a tap in, and we're 4-1 down. And we don't deserve that. We don't deserve to lose this game 4-1. And there's no question that we're going to lose some ranking points now. Also, I did not think of this. I've probably knackered out too many of my players ready for our first game of the season, which is in like 3 days. Whoops. Should have thought of that. Never mind. We should be able to beat St. Joseph's comfortably. We'll see how it goes. But yes, a 4-1 stuffing by Slovenia. We'll go with a not good enough. Because this lot never like it when I say, yeah, you did alright, you weren't ever going to do well. And look at the state of that. 1 point from 7 games and a minus 22 goal difference. What are you meant to do with that? Germany, on the other hand, putting 10 past the Faroe Islands, so it could always be worse. Harrison got injured, we know that. World rankings were dropped 2 places after getting stuffed. Can't bother with the press conference. Let's go to St. Joseph's, folks. Right, with all due respect, we're going to get this over as fast as possible because it is horrifically hot, and in my little recording corner, I'm sweating myself inside out. I know you want that mental image, so there it is for you. We've had to be rather creative with the team selection because squad selection rules. Couple of minor last-minute tweaks, excuse me. There we go, that'll do. Moreno will go in goal with Garner, Roberts, Sumner and Daria Henry along the back four, Holmes and Kendrick in the middle, Rickard and Taraj on the wings, Woods and Williams up top. I really wanted Woods to be the midfielder bombing forward because I really like him in that role, but we have to do the gymnastics to get the home-trained 11 rule met, which is I still hate. There's one of the things that I do miss. I mean, I always love a journeyman, and one of the things I really don't like about being trapped in the same country is that you're always trapped in the same rules. And there's something so liberating about leaving, let's say, Italy with its rules about how many non-EU players you can buy, and realising you've got that breath of freedom with your next club, and you don't have that with this kind of save, which is... I don't know what the word is, it's just a little disappointing. Ball's lifted forward, Garner heads it away, Holmes brings it under control. Send the ball in front of Taraj, no, he goes for Woods instead, and Woods beats the defender, and beats him again. Woods goes around the keeper and tucks it in, and 1 minute and 7 seconds in, David Woods gives us the lead. This team is good. We're getting there now. It's just homegrown rules. That's what we're going to have to struggle with now. I've started sniffing around some of Europa's weaker players, but they want quite silly amounts of money for their players. Like, remember Toby Wilson? Defensive midfielder who couldn't get in the Europa side. They want something like 250 grand for him. It's like, not a chance. I know we've got that money, but it's not just there to burn. I'm not going to pay 250 grand for Toby bloody Wilson. Anyway, Torres down the line to Woods. And to be fair, do we need him? Big ball in from Woods. Hart intercepts well. That's not Sam Hart, is it? Roberts heads it. I mean, he must be 38 if it is. Taraj. Breaking down the wing beautifully. Cuts it back to Garner. First time ball in. Williams is under it, and the goalkeeper makes an absolute arse of it. And what's a bit of a worry, to be honest with you, because Jay Thompson, the St. Joseph's goalkeeper, is Gibraltar's best young keeper. No, he really is. You've got the aged lot, Hankins and Banda and Coling, who are all out of the picture now. And then you've got Webb and Kurljevic, who are both, I think they're now both in their 30s. So I know we've got a bit of time, but the next one back is Shea Thompson. And as you can clearly see, he's unfortunately made out of tissue paper. Taraj brings one under control. I mean, he's been called up a lot of times. He's got a couple of caps because I've given him a couple of games, but that's a worry if he's going to make mistakes like that. Sadler intercepts a wayward ball by Daria Henry. Roberts heads it down to Holmes. Taraj chips it forward. Woods looked onside. Thompson gets a touch on it again and doesn't keep it out again. I mean, he did, right? That wasn't just another bit of... His wrists are made out of celery, clearly. It's not promising, is it? Oh dear. No, that's very poor. He's clearly got it covered and just gets it completely wrong. We don't need to see the offside. Hopper. Big ball forward. One of our players, Hopper, I believe, or used to be. Taraj. Looks at Garner on the overlap. We're only 14 minutes deep. Garner to Holmes. Kendrick. To Daria Henry. Williams. Rickard's outside. A ball through for Rickard rather than to his feet would have been perfect there, but Williams didn't see it. Thompson does make a save, so fair play. Holmes is going to take the corner. Lifted in deep, and Woods with a header, and Shea Thompson makes another save, and you know, it's possible. Even a blind squirrel finds an acorn every now and then. Those were his first 2 saves of the match. Daria Henry's got a knock, so what can we do to fix that? We can send Taraj to right back and bring on Chris Eaton at left wing. There we go, look at that. Didn't even hit the squad selection rules, mostly because Daria Henry is not Gibraltarian. Eaton's cross goes very, very deep. Woods heads it onto the roof of the net. Probably should have just cut that one back across. Chuck a praise out there. Eaton, low cross this time. Williams with the header, and it's a good one, and that's 4. That's 4 for Williams, and also 4 for Glasses, as we reasonably destroy St. Joseph's. And again, St. Joseph's were one of the sides, weren't they? They were one of the big guns. Not big. But for a while, they were a little bit of a threat. Is it? What Hart is it? Sam. It is Sam Hart. Wow. Squad number 37, age number 37. Pace 4. My God, if we're not tearing him to shreds. Who's on the right wing? Rickard. How fast is Rickard? He's not desperately fast, is he? 12. I mean, faster than Hart. Jeebus. Maybe we just... Here we go. Rickard doesn't take him on. Come on. Williams to Holmes. Hits one himself. My God, Thompson is such a poor goalkeeper. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love stuffing a team as much as the next man, but my God, that's our goalkeeper, Gibraltar's shining beacon of future. Oh dear. Poor. I mean, considering I'm watching women's football at the minute, and the one genuine criticism that gets levelled at women's football all the time is the quality of goalkeeping, and yeah, I'm sitting here looking at that. Rickard. I mean, he just kneeled down that time, didn't he? I think it's time to start bringing in 18-year-old English goalkeepers, just in the hopes of one of them turning into a prospect. In fact, that might be my mission for the January transfer window, is just to bring in as many 18-year-old goalkeepers as I can. He doesn't even go for it, he just kneels down. Next step's to put his head forward and say something about, I'm comfortable with my destiny, Imperial, how about you? Can't remember the exact lines, so I ruined the joke, but Skyrim fans might have got it. I don't think they need to talk to them individually. Do we need to make any changes? Get some sharpness. Oh, sharpness is good around the board, actually. Delane Ferguson can probably not come on. Holmes is English, so he could come off, actually. So Delane Ferguson can go in there. No, he can't. Why is Holmes... Holmes is homegrown despite being English. Fair enough. I really wish... Miles, SI, I know you're watching. John, you must have some kind of pull. Get the HG thing on this screen so I can see it without having to try. Just let me see which ones... I mean, I know Gregor Walker is homegrown. I suppose I can get him on the pitch, can't I? If I get him on for Roberts... Which one's which? Yeah. Get him on for Roberts, and then Ferguson can come on for Holmes, and I shouldn't have any problems, and we're done. Let's do that. 3 subs at half-time, because let's face it, we need some sharpness. Well, and we're only 6-0 up, so it might go wrong. Chuck a praise out there. No one above a 9.2. That's a little bit harsh. 9.3. Woo! They're trying to hit us on the counter-attack. Hopefully. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. It's like 27 degrees and I am a fat man not built for the heat. So as soon as I can turn off the bright light and turn the processor down and open the door and stuff, let's get this game over with. Stop shooting, folks. They're only going to go in. Salika heads one onto McLean. Salika with the Mohawk of all Mohawks. Tucks one in the bottom corner, and you have to say, for all the slaughtering the goalkeeper I've been doing, Moreno doesn't have a great moment there, does he? He looks like he's lost. Like, Sumner needs to win that header and doesn't. Walker probably couldn't have done much better, to be fair. But Moreno... yeah. Not sure about that, but never mind. Leave the shouts alone, to be fair. 15 to play. They're not going to score 5 goals, are they? Let's be honest. Moreno to Sumner. Taraj to Kendrick. And Rickard. And Hart's playing left wing. I didn't even notice this. Sam Hart, the man who can't run, isn't playing left back, which is probably good for them. But Hopper's not desperately quick at left back either. Rickard to Williams. Or is he playing left back? I don't really know what he's doing. Rickard lifts one forward. Woods brings it down. Beautiful first touch. Just hit the target. It's all you need to do. And we're 7-1 up. And any worries that turning professional would help these other teams make it a more level playing field are clearly unfounded. It will be interesting to see how we finish this season, because part of me is thinking, well, they're professional now. They'll bring in their own really good players. But apparently not. Eaton's corner comes in and it's headed away by Kai Wynn. Niche reference. Steve McLean, even niche reference, breaks down the right wing. To Phillips and Sadler, who finds himself in acres. Ferguson tracks him back, and Moreno does make a good save. We're going to chuck a praise out there because I see complacency. And dead people. Not niche. Sumner fires one out wide towards Eaton, who wins the header. Woods nods it down to Ferguson, who's breaking forward. Ferguson, by the way, who is huge. Look at the size of him. Eaton drives it across to Ferguson, who goes all the way across to Kendrick. Hit one, go on. Ooh! That wasn't bad. Honestly, should have just aimed for the keeper. It would have still gone in. But never mind. Moreno to Sumner. Out wide to Taraj. Hoof. Kai Wynn nods it down to Jordan Hopper. Maggie to McLean and Toyota. Ferguson intercepts a dreadful ball from Toyota, and Rickard keeps going, ultimately. Taraj to Kendrick. Someone take on Sam Hart for pace. I just want to watch it. Kai Wynn wins the header, and Kendrick to Eaton. Ball through is on. He's played a ball through to himself, which is quite an achievement. Thompson makes a save, but straight to Rickard. He taps it into the end net for number 8. And that should be enough to put a stop with it. I mean, this ball from Eaton, he sees Ferguson's run, puts it through to him. Ferguson doesn't run, so Eaton just goes, sod it, I'll have it then. And assists himself to an assist, which he probably won't get because Thompson got a touch. But all in all, I think we can call that a reasonably successful day. 8-1 winners at home against St. Joseph's. Even though St. Joseph's XG was actually half decent, you've got to say 5 of those goals are their goalkeeper's fault. Outstretched arms, blown them away. Bandabby-dozy. We do indeed go top, although admittedly it was the first game of the season for anyone. I don't know when I'm going to come back because it's starting to... I suppose it's come back for big opponents. Who have we got? Lions, Europa College? Lincoln? Europa College, maybe? I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Thank you very much for watching this one. If you have enjoyed it, please do like, sub up if you are new, and all that good stuff. Once again, schedule is going to be sketchy for the next few weeks, if we're being honest. It is going to be a bit hit and miss. I have more games of the Euros that I'm going to. I have a week away in a couple of weeks' time. All sorts of things. So basically, press the little bell next to the subscribe button so that you get notified when I'm uploading, because it might be a bit hit and miss. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, all the good stuff, and have a great weekend. Bye-bye.